As mentioned earlier, President Cyril Ramaphosa has given assurances that government will make funds available for victims of the floods in KwaZulu-Natal. At least 60 people were killed in KwaZulu-Natal and 3 in the Eastern Cape. The President was speaking after visiting affected areas in KZN, including Amanzimtoti, Malvern, Chatsworth and Umlazi. Let's go to Umlazi, actually. KwaZulu-Natal reporter Simpiwe Makanya is in Umlazi and is ready to give us more. Simpiwe, just from what we're seeing behind you, the after effects from the storm are devastating. Talk to us about what's happening to try and bring some normality back to the area.
Certainly, Leanne, it's a very sad situation here in Umlazi, south of Durban this morning. What you can see behind me, I'm just going to step out of the shot so that you can see the picture as it is. This was one of the houses that were destroyed on Tuesday morning after those heavy rains in KwaZulu-Natal. We understand, Leanne, that 3 houses in just this space alone were destroyed as a result of those heavy rains. Unfortunately, a child died as a result of that. I'm not going to waste time, Leanne. I'm going to try and speak to one of the victims, Mr. Mhlangeni, who fortunately was able to run as it was starting to, his house was starting to crack and before it was destroyed. Babu Usopi, thank you very much for your time. Perhaps as a father of 2, I saw your children just now, they are not attending school. How is the situation? How is the family taking this?
Kunzima kakhulu bafo ukwamkela eso simo ngoba abantwana banyanzeleka bafunde esikolweni mabesebancane. Yenyanzeleka ngoba ngoku asiphumanga nanto. Nabo ngobahleli ke abanye abantwana kodwa baya esikoleni bona sebehleli nje balinde lo nto esingayazi basilinde intwanini ngoba asikabi nanhla asazi noba sawuphuma siyephi ngo.
But I understand that the president was visiting these affected areas yesterday. Have you heard anything from them in terms of the way forward? Have you had any interaction with the local councillor in terms of assisting you to move on with your life?
No, abafikanga kwelicala basilindiswe nje basihlalisa ngalamini ebusuku bathi bazawufika kwathiwa izolo umongameli bakhona bajikeleze eThekwini kodwa abazange bafikelele kwelicala kuze watshona ilanga bekhonjwa kuthiwa baseChatsworth basesiphingo abazange bafika lapha sihlambe sesewulala ngabo-9 ebusuku kungekho kwamuntu osihleli nje baphezulu sibalindile azange ufike wakhansele kufike nje abafana akuthiwa abangabaculi abafana nje bebe-3 kuthiwa omampintsha bafika beyigroup yabo basiphathela nje amaphasela uba masifane sidle ngelo xesha kodwa ugovernment asibonanga bengeke khonto ebeyizisile ngelo xesha.
Njengobaba njengamanje abantwana ababheke wena umuzi ubheke wena ungathini nje hlasimbe emuntwini olalele obukayo njengamanje ngokuchaza isimo sakho ke?
Emntwini olalele njengangokuthi ngathi asicela ndincede ukuba ndikwazi ukuhambela abantwana bayesikolweni ndikwazi nokuthola nendawo uba nifihle inhloko ukwenzela sikwazi ukukhusela nawo ngoba masihlele emgaqweni akukho lula uba ngabe ngathiwa ngo bazavuka baye emgaqweni bathi baye esikolweni akukho kwaloo nto ngenzeka ngokunganyanzeleka uba kuthiwani kube nendawo apho kuhlalwa khona endlini kube sebekwazi ukuya esikolweni ngoba semgaqweni angeke sikwazi uba bangakwazi ukuya esikolweni.
Babu Sope, sibonga kakhulu esikhathi sakho.
Ndibongile namba.
Okay. That was one of the victims, and Mhlangeni Sopi, basically explaining his situation, saying that at the moment no assistance has come forward in terms of government trying to assist him move on with his life. He's got 2 children at the moment that he's looking after, and both of them are not attending school because, as you can see behind me, all their belongings were destroyed. They are at the moment being housed by neighbors in this community to try and actually live at least for a couple of days from now. But what he's hoping for is that someone somewhere will be able to come and assist them to rebuild their lives, to move on with their lives. We understand, Leanne, that the president yesterday, when he was visiting the area of Umlazi, did commit government that government will assist these families. But the question question that I think many of us will ask is, how are they going to identify all of them? Because in this particular area alone, you have 3 houses that were destroyed, and many of the people who owned those houses are actually now being housed by neighbors. And speaking to them, they are actually saying at the moment no one has come forward to actually promise them any form of assistance. So they are basically pleading for assistance from anyone who can actually assist them to rebuild their lives and move on with their lives. Later on, Leanne, we are expecting the acting Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Sihle Zikalala, to update the media as to how many fatalities do we have in the province as a result of those heavy rains, because we understand the figure to be estimated just over 60, but we don't know the exact figure. We understand also that over 1,000 people remain homeless as a result of these floods. Leanne.
Simpiwe Makanya, thank you very much for bringing us that update in Umlazi. And as you heard, we should get a lot more details once the Premier goes in and talks about the situation with regard to the death toll and how they're going to disperse the aid and try and help some of the individuals that, as you can see, are suffering after those floods hit